Imagine your days looking like this. You wake up at 8 a.m., get on the charts, make your little money, maybe a couple $100, a couple thousand, then you're done at the latest 10 a.m. So now you have the rest of the day to do whatever your heart desires. Go shopping, go to Pilates, go to brunch, just dilly-dally. My dream day. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chidi, and today, as you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about why you need to start trading in 2025. 2025, women are honestly doing it all. We're starting businesses, we're going back to school, we're leveling up in our careers, but too many of us are leaving money on the table when it comes to learning how to trade and invest in the financial markets. And this doesn't mean you have to be some kind of finance bro or be the next wolf on Wall Street. It just means that whether long-term investing or short-term investing, you want to know how the markets move so that your money can start working for you. A little bit on my background. I was first introduced to trading 5 years ago. I've made a lot of money and I've lost a lot of money. Definitely have had my ups and downs. Definitely went through seasons where I just wanted nothing to do with trading. Then finally, over the last year and a half, I decided to quit playing and essentially hone in on my strategy, focus in on my education, and really just lock in fully on my trading experience. Since then, I've been able to become a profitable trader and even go on to become a funded trader through prop firms. And for those of you who aren't familiar with funded trading or working with prop firms, it's essentially where a company or a firm gives you an account with a high amount of capital, anywhere from like 50K up to like 200K, and they allow you to trade that account. You don't get to keep anything from the initial amount that's in the account, but everything that you gain, you will get a percentage of. It's definitely something that once you become a profitable trader that you want to look into, because with larger accounts, you have larger gains. Rather than starting an account with like $200 or even $2,000, you get to start an account with $50,000. But ultimately, my journey has not been linear whatsoever. And I know a lot of traders can, attest to this. I mean, I've probably been through like 6 different strategies before finding the one that worked for me and made me profitable. And one thing you will learn is that all the strategies work. Like, there's not really one strategy that doesn't work per se. It's more so about finding the strategy that works best for you. But anyways, enough about me. Let's get into why you need to start trading today. So what is trading? Let's say you want to buy gold and it's at $5. If you anticipate that price is going to go up to $6, you would put in a buy order, assuming that it's going to go up to 6, and then pull out of the trade or sell, and then you would have made that $1 profit off of what you just did. Same thing on the sell side. Gold is at $5 and then you believe that it's going to go down to 4, so you put in a sell order. Once you put in that sell order, you wait for price to get down to 4, and now you just made $1. And that's the thing that's really cool about trading. It's not the same as just buying stock in a company or just like buying gold and, as an asset and it's, only making money when price goes up. You are making money whether the price goes up or down based on your own analysis of the market. So I personally trade in the futures market, and one thing I love about the futures market is you pretty much get to trade everything, like commodities, index funds, metals. You can even trade like corn, like the price of corn. But yeah, the futures market is super lucrative. It's based strictly on price action. There really aren't any like outside or intrinsic values, which if you're familiar with like options and stuff, you know about that. If you're familiar with Forex, they have their spreads. With futures, what you see is what you get. If it's not on the chart, don't worry about it. So I love trading futures. I also do dabble a little bit in options, and I actually started my journey in Forex. So I'm actually well versed in all 3 areas of trading, but futures is definitely where I would recommend new traders start. Another thing that's great about the futures market is that it's open 23/5, which means it's open 23 hours a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, which leaves a lot of flexibility for traders who may work odd hours, like maybe you work overnight. I personally like to trade market open, so I get on the charts by 8 a.m. and I like to be off by 10 a.m. at the latest. That's just me though. I like to get my money and get on with my day. A common misconception about day trading is that you need a whole bunch of money to start. Not true at all. You don't need thousands and thousands of dollars. You can literally start a trading account with $20 if you wanted to. Now keep in mind, if you start small, your gains will be small and your losses will be small too. So it's just kind of like up to you and how much you're willing to risk. Most people that I know like to start with anywhere from like 500 and up just to have some wiggle room. But if you don't mind slow and steady growth, hey, slow and steady still wins the race. And all that matters is that you're seeing consistent profits. It's not really about how much money you start with. It's about perfecting your edge in the market, perfecting your strategy, and making sure that you're building your account. Because even if you start with 500, you could lose the 500 like that. You could lose the 500 that same day that you start with it. So it's not really about how much money you start with, it's about how much you finish with, okay? Now let's get into why trading is ideal for women. It's always been my belief that as women, we have certain innate qualities and strengths that really work well for us when trading in the financial markets. I would say the markets actually reward us for these qualities. Qualities such as emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, patience. These are all things that the market rewards. As opposed to men who often go into the market very aggressive, very high strung, ready to like risk it all to like get the big win. They're literally willing to like blow multiple accounts in order to get that big win. Whereas what I've noticed in female traders, we're willing to take a more conservative approach to our trading experience. So we're willing to do small wins over time in order to get to that big, grand total, which is honestly the best way to go about your trading journey. You're always going to take wins and losses. Nobody is right 100% of the time in the market, but the point is to make your wins bigger than your losses. So I believe that us as women, once we gain our confidence in our strategy and our edge in the market, we thrive without a question. It's no secret that we as women crave a soft life. We want to have slow mornings, time freedom. We want to be able to be present for our family, for our friends, for our loved ones. We want to be able to travel. We want to have time to do self-care and self-maintenance. We don't like to overwork. We just want to be girls, And I truly believe that trading is as soft as it gets. Like imagine your days looking like this. You wake up at 8 a.m., get on the charts, make your little money, maybe a couple $100, maybe $1,000, maybe a couple thousand. Then you're done for the day at the latest 10 a.m. So now you have the rest of the day to do whatever your heart desires. Go shopping, go to Pilates, go to brunch, just dilly-dally, like anything. I don't know. It sounds like my perfect day. My dream day. Like the rest of the day is literally yours for the taking. It does not get softer than that. Now let's get into some pros and cons of trading. I know it seems like I've already given y'all all the pros in the world, but trust me, there's more. With trading, you also get location freedom. You are not stuck to the confines of like an office space or your home or even your city or state or continent. You can literally go anywhere and trade. There are people all over the world trading right now as we speak. The financial markets are such a diverse place whereby you're able to really take control of your own future, of your own finances, of your own freedom, and it encourages you to get the most out of your life. As long as you have access to Wi-Fi, you'll be able to make money. Also, this isn't like starting a business whereby you would need to worry about clients and products and running ads, all of these like things that are necessary in order for you to gain capital. This is an industry where you get out exactly what you put into it. You put in time studying, when you put in those hours, looking at trading videos or reviewing your trades, when you put in money and you might lose a little bit of money in the markets, it all ends up being worth it in the end because this is a skill that you can take with you anyway. So this is also a skill that isn't fully dependent on the state of the economy or the job market or anything like that. It's fully dependent on your own knowledge. It's all dependent on your own skill. Now let's get into the cons. So I would say one of the main cons is the learning curve. When it comes to trading, you're going to have a lot of ups and downs. I think I said earlier, like, it's literally a roller coaster of making a lot of money and then losing the money, then making a lot of money, then losing the money, then making a lot of money, then losing a lot of money, until you get to that level to where you're winning and then taking small losses, then winning and then taking small losses, and you just keep going higher to where your losses don't even cut into your wins anymore. And that's what we consider a profitable trader. But yeah, to get to that point, it does take a lot of like mental strength, mental clarity. Learning how to trade is not something that I recommend someone does in a dire situation. Like, if you just lost your job and you like don't know how you're gonna pay bills next month, this isn't the time to start trading. Like, if you just went through like a serious loss or just like something very mentally draining, you may not want to start trading at that time, because when you're learning how to trade, that's when you need to be at your strongest mentally, your strongest emotionally. Like, you don't want to be going through a breakup and trying to learn how to trade. It's just, your mind is all over the place. Trading truly requires you to hone in and to not be easily moved by what happens in the markets, which goes into the fact that emotional discipline is huge. If you don't consider yourself to be, one, a disciplined person, but two, an emotionally disciplined person, then trading may not be for you. And honestly, that's something that I didn't even mention in the beginning. Even though I'm telling you guys that you need to be trading and whatever, trading isn't for everybody. And I'm not gonna make it seem like everybody should trade. I don't think everybody should trade. Trading is one of those things that I describe as simple but not easy. Like, once you learn, you're gonna be like, what? Like, a toddler can learn this? Like, this is so simple. Like, you just gotta do this and watch that, and when the price goes like that. It seems really simple, but there's a lot of like variables, and there's things that you have to learn. Like, there's a lot of underlying things that are happening on the charts, and you want to be able to like look at a chart, analyze it, and know what's happening. You know what I mean? And that's why I would say it's not easy, you know, because you do have to study, you do have to learn, you do have to make mistakes in order to get good. It's not something that you just catch on to in like a couple of days. I mean, you may think you've caught on, you may get the general idea, but in order to become like a real trader, you're gonna have to put in the work. What is great about that whole like journey of trading, and one day I'll tell you guys about my journey of trading. I didn't want to get too much into it earlier, but how you do one thing is how you do everything. So as you're getting disciplined in trading, it's like you find yourself becoming more disciplined in other areas of life. Maybe you're struggling with like losing weight, going to the gym, you know, eating right. It makes you want to just get disciplined in all areas of your life. Maybe you struggle with making your bed in the morning or cleaning up your house. Trading makes you want to be better in all of those areas. It makes you want to clean up your act, just like in all aspects. So it just goes back to me saying, you get out of trading what you put in. So all of the hard work, all of the, you know, long nights, all of the losses, you will get back tenfold at the end of the day. I've said it once and I'll say it a million times. This is not a get rich quick scheme. Again, if you are going through huge financial turmoil, that is not the time to like go all in with trading. And I know I sound like a broken record saying it over and over again, but this is just something that I feel like a lot of people don't focus on. People just focus more so on the huge dollar amounts that you see. Like, I just feel like I don't want people to get so hung up on, I just don't want people to get so hung up on the gains that they forget that this is a process and that it does take time to get to that like level. So with all that being said, I know that trading can sound super intimidating for someone who's maybe never given it a try, or if you may have tried in the past and then you're kind of like considering coming back. But I'm telling you, as someone who's been in the game for 5+ years, that it is worth it. It's definitely something that has grown me mentally. It's, you know, helped me get closer to God even, because I've definitely had days where I've like wanted to give up completely, and God picked me up dusted me off and sent me back out into the markets to, you know, try again another day. And without him, I would not be here today. So just remember, everything worth having is a little bit difficult to get. Like, most things aren't just gonna come like that, you know? The time is gonna pass regardless. Would you rather be profitable in 3 months or still where you're at in 3 months? So if trading is something that you've been curious about, but you just don't know where to start and you feel as though you need some guidance and someone to like hold your hand along the way, I've created a trading community geared towards women learning how to trade. It is called Glow Academy. Glow stands for Generating Limitless Opportunities for Wealth. You can gain access by going down in my description box. This community is something I've been working on since the end of last year, but I didn't want to release it until I felt fully confident in the content. I wanted to make sure that the modules were like super up to par, that the course was really interactive, and that you're able to really get like a classroom feel. Because honestly, trading can be kind of overwhelming. I wanted to make sure that I positioned everything to be super digestible, super easy to understand. And I also wanted to make sure that the platform would be able to provide a true interactive learning environment. In this community, you'll have access to, like I mentioned before, the training modules in order to learn how to trade from A to Z, all the way from, you know, what is futures trading, what is day trading, all the way down to placing your first trade and making your first profit. In addition to that, you'll have access to a community of other traders where you guys will be able to bounce ideas off of each other, ask questions, give advice, talk about your wins, talk about your losses, and then you'll also have access to guidance from me. I'll be in there daily answering questions. We'll have weekly live learning sessions as well as live trading sessions, not every morning, but most mornings, because everyone knows that the best traders do not trade every day. Trading is something that has become a huge part of my life and definitely something that I want to share with others. As someone who's been a part of multiple different trading groups, and I've had more than one mentor, been a part of a couple of mentorships, this trading community is what I wish I would have gotten from the very beginning. Had I had this trading community, I would have been somewhere living in freaking Dubai by now, because what? So I'm really excited to share all of my knowledge with you guys and help you guys get to a point to where $1,000 days become your new norm, to where you can be a funded trader and have $150 worth of funds to trade and make money off of. Like, the possibilities are endless. Definitely want you guys to join Glow Academy. Now, if you're not ready to fully take on this journey of becoming a trader, maybe you still want to learn a little bit more about the ins and outs and how it all works, I'm going to have one of my free guides for beginners. It's like an intro to day trading guide. The guide includes pretty much everything you need, but the real education will happen inside of the community. So, you know, the choice is yours, whatever works best for you at this time. All I know is that I'm really excited to be able to share this with you guys, and I hope that you guys take advantage of this opportunity and that we can all go on this journey together. Remember, we were put here not just to survive, but to thrive. And if I can be a part of getting you to that level in your life where you feel as though you are thriving, then my job here is done. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Definitely comment down below if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe. Maybe we could talk more about trading in my next video.